Welcome to the A Free Spirit Life podcast. This is episode 35. Hi friends, it's Shannon Kinney-Duh, holistic life and spiritual coach. Today's topic, we are talking about perfectionism. In particular, how to let go of this desire to be perfect, how to embrace imperfection, because guess what? That's pretty much what life is, right? A continual reminder that there is no way to get perfect, to do things perfectly, to have a perfect life, even though we're told differently. All the messages we see in advertising, everything that we're inundated with, we're taught right and wrong. We're taught the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things. And if we step outside of that mold, we are left either feeling that we don't belong, that we don't fit in, that something's wrong with us. We get stuck in patterns of keeping ourselves small, of keeping ourselves in check and in line because we believe. We have this mindset that makes us think there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it, that we should be doing it this way, when really your inner heart, those messages that you're receiving are different. They want you to live outside the box. They want you to take risk. They want you to break free. They want you to make mistakes so that you can learn and try again. But when you're trying to live the perfect life or the life you think others think you should live, you're stuck in trying to do it the right way, the perfect way. But that's not what your heart wants. That's what we're talking about today. So let me tell you a story. A couple weeks ago, I was inside the grocery store, came out with my 5-year-old, and I saw someone had hit my car. It was the back end of my car. They were pulling out and hit it, and I didn't see anyone there. So I thought they left. And I went back into the store. I talked to the manager. He came out, looked at my car. He took down my information. When I went back outside again, the person who had hit my car did in fact stay. Thankfully, she gave me her info. We're getting it taken care of. But this wreck reminded me that, things happen out of our control, no matter what. I wasn't even in the car. It was sitting in a parked spot. And yet I still got hit. Things are going to happen. People are going to do things in our life that are really out of our control. And now I'm driving a car that has a big ding in the back. My car looks less than perfect, especially now with all the snow we've gotten, and it's all covered. I am a recovering perfectionist. So when I drive a car that needs to be washed, there is a part of me that is breaking out into hives myself. So I can't stand it, but I'm breathing through it. I'm allowing the snow to happen. I can't park in the garage right now. So it's like, okay, these are good lessons for me to let it go, right? But there will be a sunny day coming up and I will head straight to the car wash and I can't wait. And I can't wait to get my car fixed either. But dings happen. Things aren't perfect. Things are out of place, and it's good for us. It's good to learn how to live in the mess and the chaos and the out of control moments that life brings our way. I think so often we live in a state of anxiety, overwhelm, and stress because internally our mind is fighting with us. It wants things to be different. It wants things to be perfect. So I want to say first and foremost that I hear you. I see you. I am you. There was a discussion in one of my Facebook groups where we were sharing this desire to be perfect and how it affects our lives and how to deal with it. And when you might be thinking, oh, I don't try to be perfect, but let me just paint this picture. Do you ever not put yourself out there because you're worried what other people think or say? Do you work in a job that you hate, but you feel like it's what you're supposed to be doing? Do you keep your voice quiet or don't voice your concerns because you don't want to ruffle feathers or create conflict? Do you try to have life just so? Do you work yourself ragged, having a clean house, healthy meals, perfect body? Do you miss your workout routine, but inside every day beat yourself up for it? These are examples of wanting life to be just so and how it affects and drains our emotional, spiritual health and energy. So, my friends, I missed my podcast deadline that I gave myself. I wanted to have a show come out every Tuesday. I told you last week I'm going to have a new show on Tuesday. I missed the deadline. I am coming to terms with the fact that my day-to-day life is not conducive to all that I want to do in my work. What I want to do, what I fantasize about doing, what I dream up is bigger right now than the lifestyle I live, which is raising young children, taking care of a dog, balancing and compromising with a busy husband. All these things on my list are probably for a lifetime, not necessarily for a week, right? And if you tend to have that type A personality, or you tend to be a go-getter, you have a lot of creative fire in you, I bet your list is pretty long as well. And a lot of times we set ourselves up to feel like a failure because our list is just too grand. And then we think, God, I can never get anything right. I can never make my deadlines. I suck at this work thing. I suck at being a mom. I'm bad at this. And we spiral out into that negative self-talk that makes us feel unworthy, unlovable, right? And so when I say I hear you, I see you, I am you, I want you to hear those words. You are not alone in that desire to live a free-spirited, authentic, vulnerable, open, honest life. You are not alone in the desire to break free of stress and overwhelm. I see you, I hear you, and I am you. I feel the moments of overwhelm. I sometimes put a smile on my face when internally I am hurting. I sometimes try to do too much, and then I'm exhausted by the end of the day. I also give myself grace. I also put a fire on every now and then in the fireplace and grab a good book and say to hell with everything, even when I should be working, or I feel like I should be working. So, my friend, I hear you. I see your smile, and I know inside you're hurting. I know you're tired and running yourself ragged because you're tending to the needs of everyone else around you, and your desire to do yoga, your desire to meditate, your desire to rest and relax and reconnect to your creative self is worthy of your attention. You don't have to live in a state of trying to keep things together. You can put yourself out there. You can fall and fail and make mistakes. And remember that it's all part of your path. Here's the great thing. When you choose to walk down the recovery road from perfectionism, you can be honest. And you can be vulnerable, and you can open your heart and say, you know what? It's okay if I make a mistake. I'm going to try anyway. It's okay to break free of this fear because I'm choosing love instead. This is your path. There is no right path. There is no wrong path. This is only the path that is for you. And so as you're walking your path, do you want it to be a straight and narrow line? Or can you allow it to curve and bend and twist and wind? Sometimes you're going to go on a path that you cannot see through yet. Sometimes you're going to have to hack through those weeds and branches to get to the other side. Sometimes you're going to have to put your mud boots on and walk through the mud, and you're going to feel stuck and heavy and overwhelmed. There is nothing that looks perfect in the mud. And yet we have to go through it. We have to go through the imperfect, messy, chaotic moments in life. But the beauty is, this is your path. And as long as you're choosing love, grace, kindness, self-acceptance, you know you're on the right one. So often, though, what happens is we try to stay on that narrow, straight path, and we stay on far too long simply because we're trying to carve out the perfect path, the perfect life. That is ego-based thinking. I want to challenge you today. I want you to look at your own life. Where have you hesitated? Where have you not said yes to an opportunity because you were scared that you might fail? Where have you ignored your intuition because your mind is telling you that it's too scary? Where have you tried to have the perfect house and the clean car and the healthy meals and the beautiful body at the expense of your own joy, at the expense of being in the moment with your children, at the expense of deep, intimate connection with your partner, with your friends, in your relationships? Where have you said everything's fine and painted a smile on your face when you were hurting inside, when what you really wanted to do is kick and scream and cry and have a shoulder to lay on, to have someone hug and hold you up? Today is a new day. I am inviting you to set your perfectionism aside and embrace an imperfect path. Call someone today and ask for help. Share your story. The more that you open up, that you're vulnerable and you say, hey, my life feels messy and chaotic and out of control, the more you do that, my friend, the more deep and authentic connections you will make. Because when I hear you tell me that you are a mess, not you, but your life feels messy, or that you are feeling out of control, that you're feeling that your life is imperfect, it invites me to open and be honest and share with you. We don't want to live a life where we feel like what we do and create and make has to be just so before we can put it out into the world. Because you know what's going to happen? Days go by, weeks go by, life goes by, and you're still dreaming and thinking about what you wanted to do, but you never actually did it because you were scared, because your ego took over your mind, because you didn't let your heart and your imperfect beauty to lead the way. Today is a new day. Embrace imperfection. Get off that perfect path. Try something new today. Allow yourself to do something that feels so scary, that feels out of control, that feels less than perfect, and see how it goes. Let me know. Go to a Free Spirit Life community, our Facebook group. You can share there. You can join my Mindful Mama movement group in Facebook if you're a mom. You can email me, Shannon@freespiritlife.com. And let me leave you with these words. One of my favorite books on imperfection is The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. I read this years ago as I was leading my Inside Out, a creative adventure of self-discovery online courses. We were all diving deeply into our authentic lives and discovering who we truly are and how we want to live the path of imperfection. And as I was reading this back then, this caught my eye. She talks about belonging. She says, belonging is the innate human desire to be part of something larger than us. Because this yearning is so primal, we often try to acquire it by fitting in and by seeking approval, which are not only hollow substitutes for belonging, but often barriers to it. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. I think it's so beautiful. Did you hear it? Whew. We want to belong. But more importantly, we want to belong to an authentic tribe. We want to be ourselves. We want to embrace this moment in life because this is the only moment we have right here, right now. So today, accept your mess, accept your chaos, accept the path that you're on in this moment. Open your heart to be grateful and highlight what is working in your life. Where have you come from? I know you've taken risks in your life. I know you've had big challenges that you've overcome. Celebrate who you are in this moment. Stop highlighting what isn't working, what you don't have, what you'll never have. Stop comparing yourself to others. These are all traps that our ego puts us in when we're trying to live a perfect life. Take a deep breath. Place your hand on your heart. As you exhale, softly smile. You, beautiful soul listening, are right where you need to be. You are enough. You do enough. You are worthy and loved for who you are, not for what you do or how perfectly you do it. Relax. Pause, slow it down today, and do what you can to walk a new crooked path, to take a new healthy risk, to embrace being imperfect, because that's what life truly is about. That's where we will connect more deeply. That's where you will feel your authentic self shining. That is where you will learn, grow, and evolve. Happy imperfect day to you, my friend. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.